Hello guys, in this video, let's have a quick quiz round on whatever we learned in the previous session. That is how browser is getting the website when browser has IP address and domain name. Now let us assume browser have IP address and domain name. Now browser have IP address and domain name. Now request sent to where? Now browser browser to where it sends the request. It sends the request. So let's say I requested for google.com. Now my browser have IP address as well as my domain name. Now where the request sends? I hope you answered this question. Let me provide you answer as well. It will send the request to Google company. Google company. Since I requested for google.com, the request got sent to Google company. Now let's have another question. Who is the guy? Who is the guy? So who is the guy which is which is stopping the request at first, which is stopping the request at first? Who is the guy in the Google company? Who is the guy in the Google company who is stopping the request at first? Who is stopping the request at first? Same as watchman in the apartment. Who is the guy? I hope you answered this question as well. The answer is firewall. Who is the guy? Firewall. Now let's move to next question. Question 3. What is this firewall? What is firewall? I hope you pause the video and answer this question as well. Now let me provide you the answer. This firewall is something security like thing. What does it do? Which stops the unauthorized which stops the unauthorized which stops the unauthorized access to the website. So it stops the unauthorized access to the website. Now let's go for another question. Now let's move on for next question. What is the next question? So next question is question number 4, right? Yeah. So question number 4. Now what is the question? So we can say this firewall as security. We can say this firewall as security. Is it? Yeah. We can say this as security. So I hope you answered this question as well. So let's move to next question. What is the next question? What does the firewall do, sir? What does the firewall do? So what does the firewall do, sir? So pause the video and try to answer this question. I hope you paused the video and answered this question. Let me provide the answer. It it just allows or deny. It just allow or deny the request. Whatever the request that we provide, it just allows or denies the request based on rules. Based on what, sir? Based on rules. So based on rules, those are developed by professionals in the Google company. Based on those rules, this firewall either allow the request or deny the request. So I hope you answered this question as well. So let us move for another question. Let us move for now. The question is 6. Question number is 6. I hope. Yeah. So let's move for another question. Now From the browser, the request will send to firewall, and let us assume, the requested port and protocol is allowed at firewall. The requested port and protocol is allowed at firewall. Now, now firewall request, now firewall sends the request to where? Now, firewall sends the request to where? So this is the question that you need to remember the answer. Now firewall sends the request to where? Load balancer. Who is the guy? Load balancer. Who is the guy? Load balancer. You must need to remember this guy because this is mostly used in cloud. Everywhere, every time you gonna use this service. So now let us move on to next question. What is load balancer? What is load balancer? This is the question. So pause the video and try to answer it. I hope you answered the I hope you answered the question. Let me try to provide you the answer for this. It distributes the load among web servers. Since there are multiple web servers, this load balancer just distributes the load. So now again the question is based on which method this load balancer will distributes load, traffic load you can say, which is more meaningful, right? So based on which method this load balancer distributes traffic load? Based on round robin method. So based on round robin method, this load balancer will distribute the traffic. Now let us go for ninth question. So let us move for another question. That is question number 9. The question is what is this question? From the load balancer, the request will send to where? From the load balancer, the request is sent to where? Where the request is sent? The request is sent to, I hope you answered this question as well, web server. Where the request is sent? The request is sent to web server. Let us have another question. And from web server, and from web server, where the request is sent? To where the request is sent? To where the request is sent. From web server, the request is sent to where? I hope you all already answered this question as well. To application server. From web server, the request is gone to application server. The request is sent to application server. From there, the application server need to process the request, right? And need to provide the answer. And need to provide the response. To provide the response or to process the data, it must need to send the request to whom? And from application server, to whom the request is sent? From application server, to whom the request is sent. I hope you answered this question as well. From application server, the request is sent to database server. After that, database server provides you the response to the application server, and application server provides you the response to the web server. Web server will provide again the response to the load balancer, And this load balancer again provides a response to the firewall, and then it goes back to where the client requested browser. Now the website is available. Now the response can send by database server, and it sends back to the application server, and to and again to the load balancer and firewall, and finally to the browser. Now the website is available in the client's browser. This is the process which happens. Now I hope you have an idea with protocols. So you have an idea with protocols as well as ports. So let us have a quick review questions on that protocols as well, and their port numbers as well. What is the port number of HTTP, sir? So what is the port number of HTTP? Question 12. Now this is what? Question number 12, right? Yeah. So question number 12. What is HTTP port number? So this is the question. I hope you answered this question as well. Port number of HTTP is 80. So now the question is what? 13th question. Okay. So what is the port number of HTTPS? HTTPS port number. So HTTPS port number. I hope you answered this question as well. So let me answer this. 443 is the port number of the HTTPS. 443 is the port number of the HTTPS. Remember, most of you remember HTTP port number is 80, and HTTPS port number, I think most of them forgot, is 443 is the HTTPS port number. You must need to remember this as well. So now let's have another question. That is, if you want to connect to your Linux machine, to connect to Linux machines, which port you use, which protocol you use, which protocol you use, which protocol we use. You can say we or you. So which protocol we use? I hope you answered this question. Let me provide the answer for this question as well. SSH is a protocol that we use to connect to the Linux server. What is SSH, sir? What is SSH? Secure shell. Secure shell. So now let us have a question. Sir, you said that you asked that to connect to Linux machines, the protocol you used is SSH. Now again the same question. We have Windows machines as well, right? We have not only Linux machines, we have Windows machines as well. So for these Windows machines, if you want to connect to these Windows machines, then which protocol you need to use? RDP is the protocol that you use. I hope you answered this question as well. RDP is the answer for this. What is RDP, sir? Remote desktop protocol. So now let's have two more quick questions. So, and then finally we end the session. So let's have two more questions, and then finally we end the session. Question number is what, sir? Question number is 16. Now the question is, what is SSH? What is SSH port number? What is SSH port number? SSH port number is what, sir? I hope you answered this question as well. 22 is the SSH port number. 22 is the SSH port number. Now let's have the final question. What is the port number of RDP? RDP port number. So RDP port number. What is the RDP port number, sir? I hope you answered this question as well. 3389 is the RDP port number. What is the port number of RDP? 3389. So this is a quick recap of, or else a quick quiz session on whatever we learned in the previous video. So I hope you understood the previous video and you have a good revision of good revision with exercise of quiz in this session. So if you like the video, please like it. And if you like to make this video reach to more audience, then please comment your review so that it will reach to more audience. So thanks for watching my video. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to get the latest updates. And see you back in the next video. Until then, bye bye.